Bethany is with us in Houston, Texas. Hey, Bethany, welcome to the EntreLeadership Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. So I'm a brand new solopreneur investing my own cash to start my online coaching business. I've only been in business for a few months, and I've made about $22,000 so far. And I think I have a great product and service for my target audience, but I've also heard that business is 20% the best product or service and 80% marketing. So Dave, how do us newbie solopreneurs find a marketing breakthrough when we're running our business debt-free and also working from a card table in our living room?
Yeah, I think whoever told you that's a marketer. Because one of my buddies says great marketing helps a bad product fail faster.
That is good to hear, because I think marketing has been my biggest hurdle. I am new to business. I'm coming from the education world, but marketing has been like the biggest thorn in my side. I am 100% confident that I am serving well and I have a great product and service. It's just, how do I get it out there?
Okay. I think the thing that we have to learn to do maybe more than marketing is just sales. Now, sales, the difference in sales and marketing sounds like this. Sales means you're talking to someone in person, at least in your head. When you do a post, you're talking to a human being on the other side. We're not just throwing out a general marketing campaign. Marketing is we design the different elements of how we're going to do sales is really what it amounts to. And so, and what we end up, sometimes what we end up when we concentrate on marketing is we end up sounding to our customers a little bit like Charlie Brown's teacher. Wah, 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 wah. You remember that?
Yeah, and I'm a previous educator, so that's a definite
and so what you're looking for when you're moving a product, new or otherwise, is what is the customer's felt need? Very simply, what is it we're trying to help them with? Okay? And so we could go over to one of our products and say, all right, if somebody's in debt, what is their felt need? They want to get out of debt. But that's not really their felt need. The debt is the symptom. The problem is they feel out of control. They feel stressed. They know that they're working too hard and not getting any traction because all their money's going to other people instead of into investments. And so I have to get under the debt, which is the symptom, and say, what's the real problem? And if I can touch that in their heart, that's communicating their felt need to them. And then they'll rise up, reach over and become a customer, and we can walk with them and help them very easily then. Because that's what happens. So, in other words, you know how to coach them once you've got them. But what is the coaching doing for them? And be careful that you're not selling to the symptom, that instead you're selling to the actual felt need. What is it down inside of them? It could be that they're wanting to live their dream. It could be that they're, ultimately the reason they need coaching is so that they can get their revenue up. Well, revenue's not a problem, it's a symptom. And so why is all of this? Oh, so that I don't have to work for the man anymore. If you're coaching other solopreneurs or entrepreneurs, right?
Yes.
And what's the underlying need, the underlying motivation? So if you ever hear me on the Ramsey Show over with my other hat on talking about money stuff, you'll hear me say stuff like, hey, change your family tree. I'm dropping down under the debt, under the budget, under the investment issues. And instead of talking about those tactical things, change your family tree is a heart thing. That's a felt need. I don't want to retire broke. I don't want to retire with no money and my kids have to take care of me. That's down inside your guts. And if I plug my marketing on that, instead of saying, hey, we'll show you how to adequately invest your mutual funds, just shoot me, right? And so, because there's no emotion to that, there's no visceral reaction to that. And so if you can get those key words and phrases that are wrapping around the heart of your customer, not the brain of your customer, drop that into the narrative of whatever social media marketing you're doing or whatever lines, whatever narratives, in other words, the copy points that you're putting out there, then you're going to see this stuff light up and you're going to get a multiplier effect. Because again, if you're just treating the symptoms, you can spend $1 bazillion and get minimal results and minimal conversion rates and minimal, whatever digital measure you want to put on it if you're doing a digital marketing campaign, and click-throughs, whatever. The problem with the digital world is it really is good at doing massive amounts of nothing.
I've spent a little bit of money just testing the waters of social media marketing, and I was not impressed with how that turned out.
Yeah, and they came in to me the other day in one of our meetings, and they were saying, hey, we got this up to a 2.1 conversion rate. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're telling me 98% of the people didn't do it? They said, yeah, but 2.1, I mean, the industry average is 1.4. And I said, well, the industry sucks. You mean 99% don't usually do it, and 98% didn't do it for us, so we're thrilled. Come on, that's a suck bar.
Yeah.
That bar's so low, it sucks. And so, I get it. I get it intellectually, but my point was that we don't want to just throw massive amounts of money and have 98% of the people walk away. That's never our goal in marketing. If you're doing that in sales, you'd starve to death. And so that's what I want you to do. I want you to kind of make sure that your marketing has a sales element to it, with the narrative, with the touch points, with the visceral, wrapping your hands around the heart of your client. And if you can do a post that causes them to get disturbed, frustrated, angry at their situation, tearful, emotional about their situation, you can activate that they really are afraid down inside, and they just have been having a good, putting on a good show, but instead you cut through and you go, hey, I know how this feels. So when I tell people, 30 years ago I went completely broke. I remember standing in the shower as hot as I could stand it and stood there crying because I was so scared I couldn't breathe, because I was so stupid with money that I couldn't pay the light bill, and I got a baby and a toddler and a marriage hanging on by a thread. People get a hold of that. That's way different than, I have a program to show you how to get out of debt. See, the difference is we're wrapping our arms around their situation, giving them a hug where they're hurting, or giving them hope, or playing the Rocky music so they'll charge the hill, or whatever it is. Those are the things we're trying to tap into with actual sales rather than marketing. And that's where I would tell you to spend your time and your money. And be aware when you touch one of those things and it goes off. When you get a positive, huge, like, whoa, I just hit a nerve, and then you'll say that for the rest of your life. Some of the things I say on the radio and I say in our marketing campaigns, we have said for 30 years over and over and over, because they worked. And I'm not just keep shooting until the gun's empty, right? I mean, come on. And that's what we're doing there. So that's the process I would tell you to get at, Bethany. Hey, thank you very much for your call, and congratulations on your success. It sounds like you're coming out of the gate really strong. Very, very cool stuff.